Did you know that Neil Armstrong had to clear immigrations when he came back from the moon? Or did you know that Charlie Chaplin lost a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest? Or that it took 48 years for the can opener to be invented after cans were already being used? Did you know it rains diamonds on Jupiter? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I am TheAmazingFlec, and today we are going to discuss strange and curious unusual facts that have recently come to my attention that I want to share with you. Before we get there though, a little context about what you're watching. I am currently on break at work during a 16-hour shift using the treadmill in the basement. I'm currently doing this experiment where I post every single day of this year on YouTube to track my performance as a content creator, and also because I have a lot of things that I'm interested in and a lot of things to say. So here we are right now making the most of my time. Did you know that the word typewriter is the longest word that you can write on a QWERTY keyboard while only using one row of letters? And stewardesses is the longest word you can type on a QWERTY keyboard with only using your left hand, just the left side of that keyboard. Did you know that honey is the only food that doesn't spoil? Did you know a few times 111,111,111 by 111,111,111, the result or the product of that multiplication is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you know that the word rhythm is the longest word in the English language that does not use a vowel? I mean, the whole Y thing is shaky, I'll give you that. But that's an interesting fact, I thought. Did you know that pigs are physically unable to look up at the sky and that elephants cannot jump? And I think that they're the only land animal that can't jump, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else that can't jump. Did you know that the Guinness Book of World Records has a world record for being the most stolen book from public libraries? The close second place winner to that title is the Bible. Another couple fun facts about the Bible is the best-selling book of all time and also the most stolen book of all time as well. Not just from public libraries, but from anywhere. Did you know that minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit converts to minus 40 degrees Celsius? Have you ever realized that all of the continents begin and end with the same vowel of either A or E? I think Europe is the only exception. And this of course excludes North and South America. Did you know that facetious and abstemious are the only two words in the English language that use all vowels in the correct order? A, E, I, O, U. And not Y in this case. Sorry, Y. Did you know that the shortest complete sentence in the English language is I am? The word noon written in capital letters can still be read the same way if it is upside down and backwards. I'm sure that makes Missy Elliott quite happy. By the way, Missy Elliott is awesome. And the word swims, when it's written in all capital letters, reads the exact same thing if you look at it upside down. Did you know that the phrase a man, a plan, a canal, Panama reads the same thing, forwards and backwards? You can spell the whole sentence backwards, it reads the exact same way, except you have to space things out differently. Check it out, pick up a pencil. You can do the same thing too with rise to vote, sir. Those phrases or sentences are palindrome phrases or sentences. Palindromes also occur in the forms of words as well. So the word dad and mom are three-letter palindromes, and there's actually 451 three-letter palindromes. There are 69 four-letter palindromes. There are 126 five-letter palindromes, 37 six-letter palindromes. There's 22 seven-letter palindromes. There's only 2 eight-letter palindromes. There's 8 nine-letter palindromes. And there's only 1 10-letter palindrome. And I know this one, it's kinnikinnick. Kinnikinnick, as far as I understand, is a mixture of various herbs and spices that one would smoke in a pipe. It probably has some other definitions too. I didn't do all that research, but that's the context in which I know the word kinnikinnick. There's also another spelling that only has 9 letters with only 1 K in the middle, and that's one of the 9-letter palindromes. Palindromes are great and fun and all that, but let's talk about what these 4 people have in common. Alexander the Great, Mussolini, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Adolf Hitler. What do they all have in common? Clock's ticking. You're right, they all had a fear of cats. Yep, this is true. They weren't just jerks. Speaking of Hitler, fun fact about him, did you know when he was 8 years old, he sung in the church choir and also had dreams to becoming a priest? And before he got into politics, he was an aspiring artist and he loved painting and watercolor and probably other medias too. And he wrote Mein Kampf, the very, very popular book which translates to my struggle in English, while in prison for what he called political crimes. In the book, interestingly enough, most of it was dictated while someone else recorded what he had to say. It was a collection of very angry verbal rants while he was in prison. These repetitious, wandering, and illogical rants went on and on, were chock full of logical fallacies, grammatical errors, and even include a very nice section of false information about his upbringing that was used in such a way in order to perpetuate his own political agenda. Despite all of this, Hitler knew his audience very well and said exactly what they wanted to hear, and despite all of the grammatical errors, the stream of consciousness kind of rant style, and all of the logical fallacies and untruths, the book still sold lots of copies and was very, very popular, translated to 11 different languages. Another fun fact, and subject to different opinions, Hitler was a very, very bad person. And speaking of bad people, did you know that the IRS allows you to deduct any sort of ransom payments you pay to kidnappers? To verify this fact, you can go to irs.gov and find out for yourself. Another fun fact that's not actually fun at all and is kind of sad and maybe even depressing. Did you know that the Hindenburg, that famous Zeppelin that crashed that was filled full of hydrogen, a very, very, very flammable gas, had a smoking room? Yeah, it sounds like that whole entire plan was bound to fail one way or the other. Another sad and unfortunate fact, did you know that between the time when Pluto was first discovered and to the time where it was denounced and demoted from being a planet to not a planet, didn't even do one full rotation around the sun? I know, right? Pluto didn't even make it to 1 year old before we brushed it off as just another floating rock in space and no longer a planet. And to lighten things up a little bit, did you know that if the entire timeline of human beings' existence was compressed into 1 year, that human beings have only existed since 11:58 p.m., December 31st? That's just mind-boggling to me. The whole entire time that the planet Earth has existed, if it was January 1st to December 31st, we have only been around, humanity has only been around for only 2 minutes. And did you know that cigarettes were promoted as healthy products until the 1950s? I know this is true because my grandmother, she was actually prescribed to take up smoking and stop having children after she had her 10th kid. Did you know that the song Happy Birthday has been copyrighted? So every time you hear it in a movie, someone has to pay money to someone else who has the copyright. And another fun fact, in the amount of time it took for you to watch this video, you could have been doing something else to better your life, but instead you decided to watch this video to the end. And I appreciate that very much. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Oh, before I do let you go though, I want to let you know that if you are new to my channel, please know that I post every single day here on YouTube a fun little experiment that tracks my progress as a content creator throughout every single day of this year. And every Sunday I post another circus and flow arts tutorial. So if you want to learn how to juggle balls, or juggle clubs, or learn how to contact juggle like David Bowie did in Labyrinth, pretty neat, or if you want to learn how to spin things on your finger, in the juggling industry, we call that pediddling, a very curious and unusual word, I know. Or you can even learn how to do the devil sticks, just like it's shown right there. And if any of that interests you, please check out my circus and flow arts tutorials in my playlist section. And maybe even check out the other playlists there too. I post very chaotic, random content all over the place, and I try to keep things more organized and tidy in my playlist section. Well, maybe you'll find something that resonates with you. Alright everyone, thanks very much for listening to me and sticking around to the very end. Please remember to never give up, do your best, stay true to you, and be amazing. Peace everyone.